Well, for the first time in 2 decades, the nation's top figure skaters are coming to town for the U.S. Figure Skating Championships and to also secure a spot on Team USA for the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan. Joining us right now is 9-time Grand Prix medalist and 2015 U.S. national champion, Mr. Jason Brown. How are you this morning?
I'm great.
How was that
you
introduction?
Doing? That
okay?
was pretty awesome. I also like 9-time. I loved it. I loved it.
Little chills.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the competition is next January.
Yes.
We know that, the U.S. figure skaters did very well at the World Championships. So what are you expecting in January?
Oh, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. We're coming off an unbelievable Worlds, as you just mentioned. And the U.S. Championships are 3 weeks before the opening ceremonies at the Olympic Games. It is. It kind of is crazy.
Yeah.
But no, it's so exciting. So we're gonna be at our top shape, fighting for those spots on the Olympic team. It's gonna be really exciting, really intense for both the audience and of course the skaters.
Well, how do you handle that intensity? Because when you figure skate, one little move this way or that way that's wrong, all of a sudden you go from number one to the bottom of the pack. So how do you control all of that?
Yeah, you try not to think about that, but yes, no, 100%. It's like any little trip, any little moment, it's a deduction, a point off. Like we're really, as skaters and performers, we're really trying to just focus on the next step in front of us.
Yeah.
And so instead of thinking about a trip or what could happen, just like stay in the moment, stay present, compete as we've been training, and focus on just, staying as focused in the moment as possible and not think about, oh my God, everything that could go wrong.
I won't bring it up again. But you are a guy who has a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. How do you, bring that down when it becomes competition time?
It's about training, and it's about the fact that at this point in my life, I've been competing for the last 25 years. So it's really learning over the course of my career how to control those nerves, how to, if I'm really hyped up, how to calm myself. If I'm really calm, how to hype myself up a little bit more. So it's definitely a learned skill, something that just over the course of just competing for so long, learning how to control that. And every time it doesn't go that way, learning from it and growing from it as well.
Okay. You've been doing this, as you said, 25 years now.
Yeah.
What keeps you going? What keeps you from saying, you know what, it's time for me to try curling out now? I mean, I did this for a while. Let's pick another sport.
First and foremost, it's just the love of it. I just absolutely love the sport so much. And then secondly, with our sport, there's this beautiful blend of artistry and athleticism. And so I think I just feel like there's always another athletic goal that I want to achieve or a way that I want to push myself. And then artistically, there are so many stories that I want to tell on the ice, so many characters that I want to portray. And so many different genres to explore that I think just those possibilities are endless, and I'm always kind of after something new.
Okay, what is your thing on the ice? You mentioned the artistry, you mentioned the athleticism. What do you think is the one thing that really sways in your favor?
For me, the way that I really am pushing the sport is the quality. It's the quality of movement. The way that our scoring system is set up is we kind of have these, it's called a grade of execution. So from -5 to +5, we can get on our elements. And it's always like I am trying to push as many +5s as possible. So it's about the quality. It's about integrity. It's about telling stories, really moving the audience. I think, as I mentioned, the performance aspect is so important and powerful in our sport. So being able to just get on that ice and give a performance for the audience that they'll remember and that they can really latch onto and enjoy. So I really, really try to play into that side of the sport and rack up as many points as I can in the process.
So a lot of folks may not know this, but you at one point were the youngest U.S. Olympian to medal. You did so in a team sport at the Winter Olympics.
Yes.
So how old were you, and what was that like?
Yeah, I had just turned 19.
Okay.
It was, as you can imagine, just incredible. I was on, as you said, it was part of the team event. And I was on the team with like all these other athletes that I had looked up to for so many years. Now, I don't know how it's 12 years later. And like now I'm not the youngest anymore. I'm quite opposite. And it's crazy because I just remember being in that position, just being such in awe of those athletes and people that I had looked up to for so long, and just like, oh my God, I'm a part of this. Like I get to be like on this team competing for my country alongside people that I just admired so much. So
incredible. Any idea right now for your expectations for January? Are you sitting there looking at it yet, or do you wait until you get closer to the competition?
So it's definitely it's a mix of both, and that's changed over the years.
Okay.
Now I've really learned, especially with such a quick turnover, with the Olympics just being a few short weeks after January, mentally, emotionally, physically, I am looking at January as I am gonna be on that Olympic team. I'm competing for that spot. I will be there.
Yes.
And yeah, exactly.
Yes.
What happens will happen, good or bad. Hey, I'll be able to recover, but mentally, emotionally, I am on that Olympic
There you
team.
go.
I will be competing in
We
Milan.
have to visualize the positive.
Exactly.
All right, Jason.
We're putting it out there.
No bronze, no silver. Gold. Gold. Gold.
Yes, exactly.
That
Just
is it.
hey, always, always.
Thank you so much for coming in. I really enjoyed conversing with you. And real quick, if you weren't doing figure skating,
Yeah.
what sport would you compete in?
Oh my God, gymnastics.
Gymnastics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or tennis.
Or tennis.
I love. Oh my
There's
God.
now a long list.
Shout
I'd like
out
you
to the
say
US
curling for
Open.
sure.
Oh my
I'd like to say
gosh.
curling for sure.